everyone. Welcome to All Things Pans. We are now officially sponsored by Pantastics. So make sure you give them a follow at Pantastics and make sure you get all your sticks there. The song you just heard was iMusic by Len Boogsy Sharp. It was played by Phase 2 Pan Groove, where he also arranged. So thought I'd give you that little tidbit today. Again, welcome to All Things Pan. I am your host, Danielle George, and I am extremely excited to have this guest. He's an amazing panist from the Cayman Islands. What else can I say? He's doing amazing things in the Cayman. So, hello, Jimmeh.
Hello, hello. You can hear me good? Can you hear me good? Hello?
You're cutting in and out, but you're good.
Can you hear me good now properly?
Yes.
All right.
How you doing?
I'm good, man. How you doing? Everything all right?
I'm good. Everything's good. I see you're keeping busy during this close down session.
Man. Trying to,
Yeah. hmm Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Yeah, of course. We've both been excited for today.
Yes, man. Yeah, for sure, man. This is crazy, man, because like it's not a lot of people that's doing and bringing highlight to like what you're doing too now. So this is really good that I get a chance to express me and us and everything around me as well too. So this is beautiful, man. So I have to be excited for this, man.
That's good. That's good. I'm glad you're excited.
Yes.
So before we officially start, I just wanted to let our viewers know that at the last 15 minutes, I'll get them to ask you some questions.
Okay.
So if you're okay with that, you're
No
good with
problem.
that?
Yeah, no problem. No problem. I'm fine with that.
Okay,
I'm
cool.
fine with that. I'm fine with that. Yes.
Cool, cool. So like I tell all my guests, we're going to start off easy and then we're going to get into the nitty gritty later on.
Okay, no problem.
All right?
Yes.
So easy question. How long have you been playing pan?
Well, I'm 31 now, and I started, first time I hit a pan when I saw pictures and videos was at the age of 2 years old, and that was
Oh,
like
wow.
the small miniature ones that, we always get, when we're kids. And, it grew from there. After that, it was shellings.
Okay.
3 years old, I was ended up on national TV playing Christmas carols on TV in a national television station here in the Cayman Islands. That's Cayman 27 Daybreak, and Mr. Clive Rustin, that's the uncle of Dr. J from Toronto, who's actually down here.
Okay.
Who's actually one of them who got me on that channel when I was about 3 years old, man. So yeah, around that time.
Wow. So you've been in it.
Yes. Boy, I had no choice.
So I'm gonna go to my next question. Who got you into pan?
Oh, my dad.
Your dad?
Yeah, my dad.
Yeah.
It wasn't no questions asked, man. It was either either. I don't think I had an either. I think it was just either. You have to take it or go. So.
Okay.
Yeah, it was always around, man. It was always around. So it was just something that I gravitated to eventually, anyway, without anybody forcing to something. But my dad was the influence for majority of us, yeah.
Okay. So I assumed he also played.
Yes.
Okay. So what instrument did he play, if you don't mind me asking?
Did he play?
What instrument did he play?
He plays all actually, but his main is actually the tenor pan. The Invader style, the original style before the Spiderweb came out is his same style. He still plays it today. So he has an interesting kind of history to why he plays what he does and where he came from to what we play to today too. So he still plays that instrument that he grew up upon, and but he teaches everything from the whole family, from the bass go right up.
Oh wow, that's good.
Yes.
So what was the first band you started with, or are you currently still with?
Me personally,
Mm-hmm.
wow. Traveling for carnival with my dad when I was like I said, even like in months, years old, Pampa days, man. When I was born in May, Afropan would probably be my first. Afropan was probably the first experience that I got, coming to Toronto and including the Toronto lifestyle into my life as a routine and a family kind of, reunion kind of vibe with friends and people you only see around these seasonal times. So Afropan was probably the first, Toronto.
Okay. Are you with a band currently, or just doing solo for yourself?
I'm with everybody.
Oh, fair enough.
Afropan is my family band to the bone. So that will always be in my life. I we have bands down in Cayman Islands, which my dad started, and also I musical director a band that came from a student from my dad too, that I actually arrange, and I'm the musical director for now, which is Pan and
Okay.
Rhythm from the Cayman Islands, and they're owned by Michael LeMay, and like I said, I'm the music director for that group. So that's who I
Nice.
personally work with right now.
Okay. Okay. So since you've been in Pan for so long, who are your influences? Have you tried to imitate them or try to follow their style, or are you trying to do your own?
I have so many influence, man, because like,
Mm-hmm.
once again, who you grew up around is always an influence in your style in a sense. So my dad was
Right.
like that, as well as he gravitated to his good friends, like best friends like Boogsy Sharp and Ray Hallman, who he grew up under, and then and then Robbie Greenidge, and then it grew
Mm-hmm.
from other people who were just more experimental with pan, all the greats like the Clive Bradleys and the Xanders,
Yes.
and the list goes on. The list goes on.
Mm-hmm.
You have Duvon here now as well too, who's another one too.
Yeah.
That's always been someone I always had in my life as well too, and watched from since I was young. And so it's so much, man. It's so much influence. It's the era that changes too. So the era for me, I try to learn from before me, while me, and after me, or if I can create while after me too. So it's the era that kind of changes the knowledge of what you gain as you go and as you progress. For me, I got so much roots licked into me from since I was a young boy, man, because I guess my dad, and he has all the history there in the house here in Cayman, from all the records, the 45s, and from probably the first Panorama to even for his first Panorama, which he arranged. So it has so much kind of roots for me, aspect for why I have these individuals of my life as influencers and people who I follow. As for styles per se, as imitate, you grew up listening to these people, so you developed kind of an idea, an approach, how you should kind of want, because you like to be like these individuals. So you want to be like these individuals.
Right.
You try your best to see if you can kind of get somewhat close to that too, And it's not to say you follow, but I don't follow. I just get very inspired by the way these guys handle their music and how they express and how they go from the ins and the outs, from the ups to the downs, and how they can just come from here to here and take it into a story and just from progress. So it just...
Right.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. So so for styles, imitate. No, I don't imitate, but I do listen, and I do get inspired by a lot of people's creativity, and I do listen to why this style is this person, why this person became this, as why they known for this, doing this. So
Right.
everyone that I called out to have their specific kind of go to and their own feel, their own world, and their own kind of vibe and music, and the way they express their notes and certain ranges that they stay into. So everybody has their kind of expression, expression in a
Right.
sense. So I don't know, it's for me and my style. The last question in that, I listen to so much music. I listen to so much music. I think my style evolves and changes as I get older, because from when I was younger and soloing and just getting into that whole that fiery feel, it's different now. Now I have a more understanding of music, and I like to dissect tunes and dissect patterns and dissect things and just play them, and enjoy playing them now, instead of just going blah 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 blah. So it's a lot for a lot of people to handle and take in, and drums, to me, I think Japan has a big kind of influence in that too. Because I'm a double seconds player, and I love that. I really love that thing.
Okay.
I grew up on that. So for me, coming to the soprano and becoming a soloist on the soprano and the field and advancing in that is a whole different kind of visual aspect of how you take your style and what you do, what you normally grew up with, because you want a different pan. You understand?
Right.
So for me, my style has changed so much, and things that I've heard. I listen to so much music, and music influenced me in major ways too. But I still have my style, I have me that you know that I know for doing this, or I'm great for doing this, or people know me for doing this, or they would there, man, that Jimmeh, what I mean, or like that Boogsy, or that Burby, or this. You have certain similarities of what people do. So I have my style that I actually, I do notice, and I do, I love to do, because the things that you like to remember, what you like to do in certain songs, so in certain ways, and this and that, so yeah, man.
Nice. Well, since you kind of already answered my question, because I've only seen you play tenor,
Okay.
but now I hear you play double second. Is there any other pan you like to venture in or play?
Well, let me just catch back at the double seconds first. That's always been my love, man. That's day one. From even though I was given a little soprano when I was 1 and 2 and thing, the alto, man, the double seconds, as anyone want to know it as, that's the monster, man. That's the ultimate of all instruments when it comes to the family line of steelpan to me. 4-pan next.
Okay.
You see double seconds? That make you see a world
Yeah.
that you never see before, man. That make you see another world that you'll never ever see unless you do something on that, man. That makes you
Yeah.
express totally different in many colors. If you want to think music and colors, you know, they make you see and feel things. You know, you feel things. You know, you're
Yes.
feeling something, you feel things. So seconds is
Yeah.
always my thing, man. That's always my expression. That people know me as that. It's only now recently, the last 5-10 years, they see me playing this, you know, the single drum a lot, the tenor, the soprano, and yeah. But other than that, it's been, yeah, man, the family line. I play all instruments because I arrange music, and I had, you know, I had to get into it. If I want to know what I'm doing, I have to learn and get familiar and be one with these drums. You know,
Right.
I have to be one with them. I have to understand what they are and what purpose each one of them have in music, and yeah, just take it from there, man. But I play all instruments in this family line now, you know. But seconds is my favorite. If anybody has to know that,
Okay.
alto is my favorite. Yeah,
So
man.
you mentioned that you arrange now. How is your approach to arranging? Do you listen to the song, or do you like to write down the notes and kind of see it?
Well, you
How
see,
do you
for me, I
attack
never
it?
really got the opportunity to really do it. You know, even especially with family. You know, that's a long different story again. Even with dad and things. So I mean, just for me personally, I never got the chance to get into the feel of fire. To had to force to get into the groove. I did it by you know, just friends and family around me, to just the same musical band that I said I arranged for and the musical director for, Pan and Rhythm. Michael LeMay is actually one who actually gave me the opportunity to start doing arrangement for his band. You know, because he
Okay.
came to me one day, he's like, "Yo, Jimmeh, yo, you can't be wasting this talent because you're waiting on this and that." And he came and talked to me real serious, man. And you know, like, I wasn't really trying to fight down. I don't really force myself into that game, but I always had a passion to jump in it from day one. I've always got calls to do it, you know, from other places around the world to do it. And you know, it's just been a calling, you know. So ever since I got the opportunity to do for Pan and Rhythm in Cayman Islands is where I started to explore more and handle things more. So for me, it's still a journey. It's still a beginning of the
Okay.
journey for it. So, right. So even though I have a formula that I run with, it's still a developing, evolving formula you run with. So, obviously listen to the tune. You know, I learned a lot from my errors of panorama tunes with handling with band, especially, you know, drilling for Afropan and this other bands. You know, just seeing players' reaction to the arrangers reaction to players, and music reaction to players and the arrangers to see what pull and what don't pull. You know, sometimes the arranger will love a tune to do themselves, to say, I want to do this tune because I know what I can do with this. But
Right.
sometimes you gotta analyze your team. You gotta analyze your you're like a basketball team. You know your shooting guard, you know your point guard, you know your defense. You gotta analyze your team to know what they can do together. It's best that everybody moving on a team than just one player executing by himself.
Right.
You feel so?
Right.
It's now this is where I learn now, where I have to choose my music very carefully and make sure it's in the field where everybody can play it, versus then some people playing and then, oh yeah, we have the strong side over here and then we have the weak in the back. And no, I
Right.
try to change the formula to get everybody to be co-insist, you know, and try to get them to want to feel good playing, because you playing it and I playing it too, you know. That nothing better than that, you know, nothing
Yeah.
better than we doing this thing together. So I have a weird formula that I run with, and I try to let the band kind of choose the songs now, you know, like, you know, if it's
Okay.
something that yeah, I know I like these songs too, I'll probably pick like the best 5, right? Or the best 3.
Right.
And I say, guys, what do you think about these 3? Pick which 3, and then whatever 3 they pick, which other one to the top, we go with that. And that now, to me, it lights a little fire with the band too, because now they know they love this song, they want to play this song, they have that want to play that song, so they're more hungry now instead of dealing with, oh, I gotta play this song because this is what they really like or things. So it's a kind of a different kind of perspective, because for me, I'm very musical, I'm very technical, and I would like everybody to play my music. And I understand that
Right.
too, as a artist. I understand as an arranger. I understand that as everything. You feel? So it's for me. I would like to do this and let everyone have no choice but to work hard to reach to that level. That's what it's always been from day one, from the classical days, from the bomb days in school in Trinidad, where you bomb music with pop music. That's what they refer as bomb music. You know, and then, you know, they come with as well with panorama music. So all these things are different things from different discipline that we grew up from to now. You know, there's a whole different ball game. The discipline then, that what I get from my father and what my brothers get from what we growing up from dealing with, so on. So different now than
Yeah.
how we had to deal with the kids and the
Way
youths and
different.
everybody now. Even adults too.
Yeah.
It's a different
Yeah.
approach in a different sense. You feel what I'm saying? So it's
Yeah.
you have to have wants, and for that, if you want to have an easier job where you don't even have to worry about the effort from people and players in your band, let them choose the vibe. Let them choose the vibe. Let them choose the energy. Let them feel the energy that you're trying to get them to understand too, so they can understand how they need to go, what part they need to go. You know, so for me, choosing the song, let them pick, and then me taking that now and say, yes, man, this could fall in my backyard now. Now I can do the rest. And now you start to put things inside that you feel that people can do this. See the strengths of the group of the pans. You know, 4 pans have a certain group. You know, bass have a group, tenor have a group, alto have a group, and it breaks right down. Even rhythm section, go right down. Everyone have a certain thing. So you give them bits by bits and section to see how well the group doing it together. Once you can see the group and hear the group doing certain things together and building up that strength, yeah, you start to evolve that now to get them more. And then you start to do so and so. But you gotta gradually get them. You gotta take everything with a grain of salt, because everybody's trying to understand your perspective of music. You know, they don't have an idea why in my head. They don't have an idea why in your head and things. So you have to kind of bring a level of perception mentally, musically, and with patterns too, because a lot of people see patterns. When you teach them steelpan now, they don't see patterns. They see big note, small note, high note. Oh, that's a D, because I see D with the note D there. You feel so? Yeah. It's all about patterns too. So if you get them to understand the formula and understand the flow of things and why you went from this part and how you're going from this part into the next part, and then you started this move so and so. When you're going clear, right. So it's just an understanding. It's just a different type of approach now to music, and I see it a lot too. You know, with other younger rangers now. You know, they're starting to see how they have to deal with the older heads or the people who have real experience of this is how it always been. You know, I can see how difficult it is for the generation now who's arranging now to see how they introduce music, how they like to teach it, how they like, you know, you to learn this part. It's not like back in the day. So for people who come in there and they see an arranger doing something totally different, it's a mind-blowing thing too. No, that ain't supposed to be that way. That ain't supposed to be like that. So you have to kind of work with it too. You know, you have people with that mentality, so you kind of keep the discipline there too again. So this is another thing that you have to analyze about your team once again. If you know your team used to this kind of treatment, used to this kind of vibe, used to this kind of mentality, you want to keep them, and this is what makes them tick. You don't take them away from their comfortability either. You bring comfortability back. That's why you bring certain styles of that band or what that band had to, from understand what you're teaching them to. You get to hear how they play, how they freeze. Everywhere have a different phrasing. Everywhere in Trinidad had a different west, from the north, from the east of bands had different phrases. South had different phrases. Yeah. You feel so? Cayman is like that too when I teaching too. Afropan is like that too in the sense when we drill in the teaching too. You know, everybody, they have so much melting pots of all these different musicians, all these different personalities. Not everybody think the same. You know, so you have to have a comfortability, man, when you're doing that, man. To me, you know, that is. No,
I 100% agree. I agree.
I hope that covers a lot. I know that was very deep still, but yeah, music can go so much when you're trying to.
No, it was good. It was good. It covered a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, so since you're in the Cayman Islands, I know you do travel. How do you market yourself outside of the Cayman Islands?
I don't know. I market myself in a way where but for branding, for me personally, I travel. I do all my promotions. You know, like I find ways to get my what's Earl saying there? Earl, what's going on with the camera? Is the camera clear? No?
It's clear, and then it goes weird, but it's good. You're fine.
Weird. I don't know. It's clear now, right?
Not really, but it's okay.
Oh man, I don't know what's going on. It's clear on my side. I'm seeing everybody clear. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, but just like you see for me, with the marketing myself, I yeah. Hello.
Hi, you're cutting in and out.
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. You can hear me now?
You're good now. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, so for me, with gigs on air, I play so much. The family name is really good here, so people know us for doing what we do here, right? So when it comes to like all the weddings, all the occasions, from parties to even fetes, to even workshops or anything like that, they know us for doing this. So we get called for a lot of this stuff here in Ireland, demanding a lot too. So just for that, for me, I grew up in that already. That was already kind of installed for my dad. You know, he'd been playing here from 6 days back in the day. So for him, it was crazy, man. Yeah, Earl, so it came on Wi-Fi. Yeah, boy. It's funny because I use my data too, so I don't understand what's going on. But yeah, but yeah, you know, and then it just grew with my brothers too. My brothers do a lot of playing, so them playing too. They see us playing, they see the other brothers playing, so it kind of strange from all like the the ripple effect from all of us as well too, and traveling as well. They see us traveling, they see us in Toronto, they see us in New York, they see us in Miami, Trinidad, New York, everywhere. So when they see us doing this, we get a lot of different type of calls, weird calls, but different type of calls for a lot of different occasions to, you know, to meet. So for marketing, it's just putting yourself out there, man. You know, just, you know, social media and online is the thing to go nowadays. So it's all about developing a brand for yourself, you know, and finding yourself too, and finding your sound, your look, your whatever it is, you know, what you want to introduce the world as yourself and what you want to express. You know, you just gotta find yourself, and after that you can find out what branding you want to go with yourself. That all that falls into a place, you know. And but it's just promotion, man. I just been playing music. It's only recently now, in the last 15 years, we're dealing with social media, but it's just been playing music. And I have a CD too that I have from since I was 9 years old. You know, these things are stuff that we've been doing, you know, and that is what got me and got people to know about me, especially just the playing. The music did it before social media did it, you know. But now it's different. You got marketing managers, you got people willing to push you, now you got people willing to manage you and be a road manager and thing. You know, my brother is one of the biggest managers that I have, and whatnot too as well. You know, and he was the one who got me started. He's the one who actually, you know, got me to get a lot of bookings internationally too and things with that. So he handled a lot of the logistics. He's the one I can say no and yes if he is. So yeah, we need somebody like that if he is. Yeah, man. You know, I have other people too, in order for like Dwayne and stuff. So I have other people that's really cool that manages a lot of stuff for me too, man. That's really cool, man. They really take care of me and make sure I'm covered in all aspects, and I praise all of them for that, man. But yeah, branding goes a lot of way, man. Branding is so different now.
Yeah, I agree. So talking about your brother, I asked him the same question. I think it was a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to ask you the same question.
Okay.
What was the idea of Sons of Steel getting together?
Man, it all started. Yeah, this is all deep, man. Cause this all started with my grandmother passing, and you know, her one dream was always to see all the peers playing on the same stage or together, or just being together, even if it's not musically, or just family in general, just being together if it's not musically, you know, and Earl was the one who pushed it, and he's always great at what he does when it comes to visualization and concepts and seeing things far beyond people too, and branding. So when Sons of Steel was born, I was all because of, you know, Earl just brought it to me and Noel, and you know, and say, yo, what do you think? And we just said, let's go. That's it. And after that, it was gone. Earl took off with it, and he just made it fly. He just made it fly, and right now Sons of Steel is alive. You feel it, and the brand of Sons of Steel, as you see everywhere, is alive. And yeah, man, Earl was the vision of that. But it all started from my grandmother passing, and that was one of her major dreams. So that was something that touched my brother and touched all of us too when we heard it, and we started to talk about it, and we started to think about it. Like, we have this talent, we can create anything we want. We can create shows, especially when I mean by we want. You know, we can wake up today and just play, but we don't do this. And Earl pushed it, man, and got all of us on it, man. Toronto was there, and then Trinidad. You know, it hasn't come Cayman Islands yet, but we definitely gonna get Cayman soon.
That's my next question.
Okay. All right, go ahead. I'll wait for that.
So your brother wanted me to make sure to ask you this question. Yes. Since you touched on it, there is a Sons of Steel Toronto. There is a Sons of Steel Trinidad. Why isn't there one in the Cayman Islands?
So much, man. There could be so much.
Oh.
There could be so much to say about that. Like, you know, in the right place. I think everything is timing. For a show like that, I want it to be very receptive, and I want everybody to understand what really happening when this thing come out. This ain't gonna be just like a normal show where you just hear a show in that type of show. The type of reason this was built from, the energy it was built from, the type of movement and the people on stage that's expressing and showcasing the musicality and the technicality of that. That is too much of a height to just not present on our level, where yes, you know that this is going to be a good forum for Cayman. And I know Cayman is ready for it. It's just the right time in the place for it, you know. And it does this for me. It just, not to say that it wasn't anything stopping it. It's just timing. And then backing, you know, just making sure you got the right people to bring that show alive. I have a lot of
Right.
friends here in the industry, in the music industry, and in just the production side who are great now and who have been great, and they do an amazing job with everything now. So just to help them come on board with my vision and other musicians to come on board with my vision, if we have to choose a local musician as well, because we travel with our musician band as well too, from Toronto with the Blue Spirit
Right.
band. You know, that was one of the first projects that they took to Trinidad and things too. And so, you know, so if you're traveling with our band, we got to make sure that things are in place to travel with these amount of musicians, these talents, and make sure that they're good. You know, and coming to Cayman
Right.
and make sure Cayman is ready for them, and just as much as they're ready for Cayman, and you know, and XYZ too. So, and then as well, Cayman have a lot of great talent too that can fit the bill, that can fit suit the show itself. Even if you have to bring one, two people into the band, we have a lot of great musicians here that real bad, you know, and I think that, you know, just to just get them involved, just to let them know that this exists. 'Cause a lot of people don't really know things like this exist either too, you know. Not a lot of people know that forums or platforms or shows with this type of technicality are out there right next to each other, right next to us too, you know, like they're right there
Right.
by your friend and thing.
Right.
And a lot of people don't get that. So it just, yeah, man, it's just a different level of this. I just need to introduce it properly. I just need to bring it right, man.
Okay.
I just need to bring it right.
So it's coming.
Yeah, it is. But in the meantime,
So-
like
so-
Earl said in the comments there, we have our show featuring right now on the 25th of this month virtually online. We're supposed to be
Nice.
in Toronto this year, and since that's not happening because of Corona, we're featuring
Right.
virtually on our YouTube platform on July the 25th. So we get a chance to see Sons of Steel SOS show, one of our previous shows that we
Nice.
did in Trinidad. It was really amazing too. So, you know, yeah,
So we all get to
I'm gonna see
experience
Sons of
it.
Steel soon on a major level. They're gonna see it. Promise.
All right. All right. So Earl, you heard that. Get off his back.
We
So where do you guys, I haven't asked Earl yet, and I meant to ask him, where do you guys see Sons of Steel going on in the future? Do you plan on doing like classes in the future? Do you plan just traveling the world, just the brothers?
Sons of Steel for all of us have a different kind of, I guess, movement, but in the umbrella of Sons of Steel, right? I don't know if that makes sense. And I explain right now. From what I understand and what I see, and just from understanding my brother's strengths and know what they do best, and just seeing how we do things not naturally, right? Earl's very amazing when it comes to this, like I said, the concepts and branding and bringing things to life. You know, for him, branding is very important for Sons of Steel in many ways. You know, for merchandise. Too, that we can take care of, and that can bring highlight to the brand itself and what we do, you know. And you know, for Noel is very would be one of them that you can kind of look at when it comes to the show and performing and having performance. Noel good at that. He did, you know, like he ready to go, he focus and XYZ, you know. For me now, I dare with, you know, help him with all of that too. We all share all the inputs and all them things as well. But for me, I find like, even for me, I want to see Sons of Steel on another angle too. Not just from the playing, because we're doing that and we're performing that, and you know, branding is there too. We showcase and we brand. But production, you know, when we talk about production, producing, we are all recording artists as well. And I you know, only in the last like 5-8 years, I probably started getting into like making music in the soca industry that we listen to today. You know, making drum rhythms, making beats, and doing this, and you know, with some real international artists that we listen to today as well. And it just, for me, I want to create a sound, right, from our steel pan, from our family, that I can be able to manipulate and create into rhythms and certain sound that you would even know that this came from a steel pan, but because we manipulate so much different scientific kind of sounds from the pan, that we're able to build these instrumentals, these rhythms that they call them now, and these music that these artists are saying, and they coming from the Sons of Steel account. So when you're hearing these music, you don't know that coming from Sons of Steel. You feel, so it's like these like different things that I've been working on, that I've been producing, that I've been trying to, you know, find ideas and things. So we all have our different kind of our different strengths in the whole Sons of Steel department. You know, like it's all weird, but we just do it naturally. Everybody just doing something. Like right now, Earl doing something. Right now, Noel doing something. I doing something. You know, but we don't know what we're doing. We're just doing something, but you had to do something still, you know? So, so it's like things like that you just do naturally, and it come together when we say, yo, I just had this idea, I thought about it properly, what do you think? And then we start to, you know. But we all have our different departments in this whole thing, man. We play our role, we play our parts. Everybody has their strengths, man. And like I say, once Sons of Steel is called, it's like the Batman signal, we come in.
Right.
You feel? Yeah, man.
Right. So we're gonna get into a little bit more serious questions.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just gonna remind you guys, people that are watching, you're more than welcome to get your questions ready for Jimmeh, because in the last 15 minutes we're gonna get them all in there for him. So, you ready? Oh, I think we lost him.
No.
Oh,
Am I back?
you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, how is PAN in the school systems in the Cayman Islands? Do you think it can improve? Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right now, what my family used to do overseas in universities, people getting major credits for it, and major, you know, accolades for it, and certificates for these things, for the musical aspect of taking this instrument as your main instrument. And that is one thing I find that we kind of lack here, by not giving people the
Okay.
confidence to say, I can take this as my main instrument from the age of 10 straight until high school. You know, like down here, I find it forces you to kind of be in more the orchestra side and things like me. When I was growing up in middle
Mm-hmm.
school, they threw me straight into the orchestra band. I was in the percussion segment because I play a percussion instrument, I play drums, and they know I got that rhythm and blah, 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 and they put me there. That's how I ended up starting to learn to
Mm-hmm.
read music, because of high school and going into the music department, and they put me
Right.
there. But I couldn't take steel drums inside there. I couldn't say, yo, give me the flute line, I can play the flute line because I have a similarity there, or give me the marimba or the bells or the xylophone lines, and let me play something that they couldn't be, you know, familiar with the pan, just an alternative kind of sound. You know, they weren't taking that like that. You know, people weren't receptive to those ideas. So now I think they can
Yeah.
definitely improve the whole aspect of the system and the ear for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Are you gonna be able to help them with that? Kind of take them in the right direction, or do you think it's something that they have to kind of work on their
I've been
own?
doing that.
Okay.
I'm actually in the education system now as it is. I teach. I just pulled back a lot from teaching because I tried to push our students that we have, our, you know, our elite kids and our elite adults that we have too, that play with us in the Panorama band itself. We have some
Mm-hmm.
amazing teachers now that we built into amazing people that can teach music, teach classes. So I try to, I have a developed idea and a development program that I do. So for me, I
Okay.
can teach, yes, but I rather send these kids who are Caymanian based into these fields that can
Mm-hmm.
develop a trade where they can actually get into this if they want to choose this as a profession, and push them to that
Right.
direction. Because when my dad retired, it's people like my boy Michael LeMay, who I musically arranged for, who's doing the teaching alongside my dad right now. They're the only two teachers.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have two other ones as
Oh,
well.
okay.
You know, but other than that, those are the only two who are doing it. So if my dad is not doing that and he retires, it's definitely not gonna be
Mm-hmm.
people like me. Reason because of that, because
Right.
I'm bringing so much awareness to Pan, to why it should still be a thing in schools, or why it should still be funded. I'm busy doing with
Mm-hmm.
that. It's kind of hard to juggle giving that up to get funding and highlights to fund and keep interest and everything to the instrument, and then come and teach. Because if I just teach,
Mm-hmm.
then I'm not getting no this side in pushing no influence. So if
Right.
you so with my boy Michael there, I'm able to still push that and have him do that, and have our students do that, and still kind of get them involved. I still teach. I'll still come and do workshops and do seminars and, you know, speeches and all that stuff. I still do
Mm-hmm.
those things. But teaching,
Okay.
yeah, I try to pull back a bit to try to give these kids the opportunity to have development in them, you know, to do it.
Mm-hmm. So, since it's in schools, how far does it go? Is it just in the elementary school phase, or does it go all the way up to, like, say, university?
It's in elementary, it's in high school, and it's in university down here. No,
Okay,
yes,
nice,
all
nice,
three. Yes.
nice. So, in the university, is it a degree program, or is it just kind of like a?
It's it's somewhat you can get a credit for it now, right? But it's not
Okay.
to say it's a degree that you go there and it's a class. It has to be
Okay.
one of those sub classes where you gotta on your free time you come and you do extra classes a lesson and we give you credit. Like, and that's where it bugs me because you know like we can save so much time. You know, we waste so much time with these with the attention of these kids that you know
Mm-hmm.
you want them to take their free time to come and do stuff like this and convince them that it's credit that they're getting when you can just put it
Yeah.
into their school schedule and just kill two birds with one stone and they're teaching them there and they're done. You know, so it kind of bugs me in the
Right.
sense that that's what it is. High school side, so it's getting better. It was never credit before, and
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, we're gonna go back to you performing around and outside Cayman Islands. What have your experiences been performing? Have you had any challenges? Have you had any problems or any weird experiences playing? Oh, that's good. That's good. Mm-hmm. Oh,
can you hear me?
yeah, you're just cutting in and out. It's weird.
I don't know what's going on. So strange. Oh Lord. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, so I was
Yeah.
saying like you know for me I had to leave Cayman to basically go out and get recognized and get, you know, all eyes on because of the instrument I choose and the music that we were playing with the instrument was a big attention, you know, and I had to kind of reach for the stars outside of these waters. You know, I played with so much great musicians from around the world. I experienced so much different cultures from the Europe, from the African, from the South, from the Central, from all the Caribbean, from America to Canada. You know, I've never been to China,
Mm-hmm.
the Asian market. I've never been to India. But I've been to some places where I experienced some serious heavy kind of quality of music and get influenced by people's style and why they play what they do and how they do it. So uh,
Right.
and even for artists, I play with so much soca artists around the world too, and even other performers outside of Cayman too, not just here. That when I come back Cayman, you know, it's yo, congratulations, yo, so and so, you know, like if I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
probably doing those things, I probably would have probably never get the type of, you know, I guess respect in that sense
Right.
and the love. But even now I get so much positivity now because of what I do and just because of my experiences outside of the Cayman Islands. You know, even though I
Mm-hmm.
carry this flag everywhere I go, I push this in people's face down, you know,
Yeah.
yeah, I did. You know, even though I
Yeah.
took that background too, I born Cayman Islands, you feel, and I push Cayman very a lot wherever I go and how I go. And Cayman is always the forefront for every place I reach and showcase it. Yo, when people ask me Cayman, they don't even know. Especially when I go Europe, they didn't even heard about the Caribbean or they didn't even heard about the Cayman Islands, you know. So it's like
Yeah.
when I get a chance to do them things, that is an experience and a mind blowing, you know, blessing for me to do,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But I
Yeah.
have some great experiences, man. I have some great experiences, man. Like people gave me some opportunity where my partner has just been in the right place at the right time, especially at
Yeah.
fets, especially at some major fets around the world for carnival,
Mm-hmm.
man, where people just no idea. Yo, come and jam with me. My pandey and it just go time. When you get on stage, you just go. There's no rehearsal, there's no, you know, planning. And majority of
Mm-hmm.
all my great experience has been that. You know, and that's
That's
outside the
good.
Cayman once again. You feel so
Yeah.
I
That's
really
good.
bless. I really bless. It's just unfortunate that you have to kind of work so hard outside of your own country to gain, you know, just a
Mm-hmm.
little bit, you know. So, but it all is all a blessing. I'm happy for the experience and what I've go through and what I've been through, and you know, I don't complain at all one bit for it. It's all a blessing to me.
That's good.
I give
That's
thanks for
good.
all the experiences, regardless what it
That's
is.
good.
You know.
That's good. Could I tell you a little secret?
Yes.
I got excited when I saw you and Earl on Uber Soca Cruise. I was like, finally, Pan! Finally! Like, I
That's a
was so
different level,
excited.
man.
Yes, I was so excited when I saw that. I was like, finally, someone can see us.
Yes, man. That's a different
So,
level of a
yeah.
show, man. And as you can see, what we had to do to kind of bring that instrument in a form like that, we had to turn the whole aspect of what we do different from the traditional way. If you and this is what
Right.
you got to do. You got to take yourself outside of the comfort zone to get this instrument the respect and the eyes and the ears that it need. You can't just keep it in the
Hmm.
traditional way because obviously a lot of people not paying attention to traditional, and it hurts that our generation, in a sense, don't really carry on tradition. I carried on
Yeah.
because it embedded into me. So I
Yeah.
showcase my tradition with the era now, if you don't understand what I mean. I kind of
Mm.
fuse it. And yeah, you got to have
Yeah.
fusion with give people, yo, you know where this come from? This is where this come from, but you wouldn't be surprised. This is what this can do. Kind of
Right.
aspect, you know? So,
Yeah.
it, you know, and even that kind of answer like the last questions with the encounter part of it. Like, even with my pan, is a situation where I travel with my pan and my note gone, and show coming up in a couple hours, and you don't know that you're not gone until you're about to pull up your pan. You gotta adjust,
Yeah.
shit, you know, stuff
Yeah.
like that. Your low A gone out, you gotta start using your high A. Like
Yeah.
people would sit there and go mad because I lose a note, I don't know what to do. Nah, that will stop the show.
Yeah.
That'll stop the show. Shut
Yeah,
in.
for sure. Yeah, for sure. I've had my experiences with that too. Not traveling, but just playing, and all of a sudden it's like, wait, this note was working the other day, and now why why is it out?
Facts, facts, facts.
Yeah, yeah.
For real.
So we're at the last 15 minutes. If anyone has any questions, you're more than welcome to play to ask. Are you comfortable playing a song for us,
Yeah.
Jimmy?
I want to try out this chord of mine just to make sure the sound is
Okay.
clear. But if it's not clear, I'll
Okay.
unplug it and just play with the normal sound out here, right? So let's try that out
Okay.
real quick and see how that goes.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, tell me if
We can hear you.
tell me if
Cutting in and out, but we can hear you. So if anyone has any questions, you're more than welcome to get them ready. We can hear it.
more song?
If you want to.
Cool. Yes, boy, sure. Pick up yourself.
Yes. Oh, we lost it. Wow. Wow.
I wasn't too sure if
Wow.
you was
Everyone
hearing
click
anything because I
play.
was just.
Put your hands up.
Yeah, thank you too. You got me a chance to actually test out something for me just now too. I got this new chord, so I'm just trying to test and make sure that it's good. So thank you so much for making sure it work.
No worries, no worries. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah, man, thank you. Just making sure it's good.
Yeah.
Kinda,
Yeah.
yeah.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah, man, music. That's music,
Yeah.
man. Music.
Yeah.
Music.
Yeah, no, for real. So there was a comment earlier. I don't know if you know my dad, Cecil George.
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
The
he played
sticks
with your dad in
boss.
Toronto.
The sticks
Yes, you played with
boss.
your dad in Toronto. So he just wants to say hello to your father.
Okay. All right.
So just pass that along if you can.
All right. Earl, tell dad hello. I passed it. All right.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
Where am I? The message will definitely get across. I'm telling you to pass.
Yeah. 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 Awesome. So, anyone? Yeah. Okay. Or I'll make sure you get that to him. So we have a few minutes left. Anyone? If anyone has any questions, please put them up. I have one last question for you.
Yes.
Can you give us a fun fact about yourself?
I live on the ocean. I love the water. Like, the water is amazing. I love to I like to snorkel. I love to dive. Especially on the
nice.
underwater life. I love the underwater life, man. I always grew up around it, in it, and things. So, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I used to have every day used to be something for me for that, man. And you know, it was only when I get older now I feel too big, you know. but yeah,
Never.
man, the underwater life is for me, man. Even now, since we've been in quarantine, we're able to go back out on our boats and just enjoy the water, you know, just see things from how we used to remember we grew up with our family, you know, this fish or conch or lobsters and things. When it's in season, you know, now we're not in season, so you can't touch them things, but you know, things like that, man. It's always, the water life was always my thing, man. I always loved the water.
Nice.
Yes.
Would never guess.
For real, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah,
never
man.
guess that.
Don't worry, I can swim. I don't know about the rest of my brothers, but I can swim. I don't know about.
So whenever I come into Cayman Islands, I'll let you go out there and I will stay on the beach because I can't. I ain't a swimmer.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean? I don't understand. I don't get it. No, man, I can swim, man. The water is for me, man. I was born to be in the water right now, man. For real. Yeah, I love the water.
Nice.
Pretty.
Nice.
Very pretty on any day, man. So one day you can get your day, I'll show you it myself, man.
I will
sure.
stay on the beach. I'll watch it from afar.
I'll show you in the GoPro then. Fine. With this car GoPro or something.
Well, we're running out of time. Since I don't think anyone has any questions, I just want to say thanks again for being on the show. I really appreciate it. I was so excited to have you.
Thank you so much again. Thank you. This was a blessing, man.
You get to express yourself in a different way, so I'm happy you got that opportunity.
This was nice. I'm glad to explain, you know, a little bit about me and my perspective on things. You know, this is good. So thank you for having me. Allow me to express this as well. So, yeah, man, this is very good. I was definitely excited for this, man. So I didn't know what to expect, and you know, I never know what to expect, even for shows. I guess that was some people would ask me every time if I'm nervous. I don't really get nervous nowadays. I'll kind of get jittery in a sense. You know, I don't know if that's nervous, but you know, I look forward to things like this, man. I think we were born for this. I think we were born to do things like this, you know, express and talk and tell the world, and just like what you're doing, you know, I say that we all have a purpose, and what you're doing here is an amazing thing, man. So,
thank you.
This is amazing. This is amazing. So I really appreciate you having me on this panel, and this is not, hope you continue to do it, and I hope you know.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, man.
Of course. I hope to have you back again.
Yeah, man. Anytime. Let me know.
Okay. So I didn't scare you off. That's good. I didn't scare you off.
Nah, man. Oh, big up to Kern too, man. Yes, Kern, big up yourself. Yeah. Thank you for listening, everybody. Thank you. I didn't get to see the comments, but yeah, man. Thank you.
They're all liking the way you play. So it was all good. It was all good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I just want to tell my viewers thanks again for coming on, and hope to have you guys again. And make sure you look out for us on our Instagram page. See who we have next. We always do Men of Pan and Women of Pan. So
yes,
look out for that. And Jimmeh, thanks again for being on here.
It's my pleasure, man. Thank you so much for having me, man. I'm honored again, man.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anytime
Thank
again.
You.
For real. Thank you so much again. Continue this. This is really good that you're doing.
Thank you.
For real. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a good night. Yeah, man. You too.
Bye.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Have a good night, everyone.